Welcome in, mateys. That's about all you're getting out of me. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome back. Hi, I'm Chef JT. Happy International Speak Like a Pirate Day. We're going to be doing a pirate-themed dinner tonight. Going to be doing cannonball meatballs. Can do a mash, which is just mash. Going to be doing a pirate-themed dipping sauce for our cannonball meatballs. We're making walk the plank garlic bread and some grog. So strap in. We be cooking. Interesting. I didn't know that. Ah, but you see, that's why you have an iron monkey. Or brass monkey. That one I knew. I've seen some of them once. Wow, that's draining fast tonight. Not sure what causes that. Sometimes when you're doing coffee, it draws down very quick, and other times it takes its time. I cringe more at the fact that I don't know more about Pirates of the Caribbean because they're awesome movies. I mean, I wasn't the right age, really, but they're fun movies still. I mean, Johnny Depp's had a little more drama in recent years, but that's sort of over and done. Aren't they working on another one now that he's cleared his name up now? Oh, we still got another 30 seconds. Hi, Nander. Considering his mentor, I can see him making just about anything his own. You're not gonna count Hook? Actually, I don't know when. That might have been even longer behind. I might be dating myself. Thank you. A few of you that are here tonight. Cheers. Something going on that... I mean, I know Twitch hates me like always, but... Is there something new going on? Whatever. Let's make dinner. Bread first. Let's make some bread. Yeah, I don't remember Hook as being all that great, I just remember it being a big thing at the time. Rip Robin Williams. Just a touch of half and half in there. Give that 10 seconds in the microwave. I was gonna put orange in the orange juice in the sauce too, and I forgot to get orange. No orange in the sauce, but otherwise that sauce is entirely my concoction. It's got a little bit of a Asian influence in there, at least Pacific influence in there, but also it's got things that pirates would very much want and need, which are the lime and the orange for acidity. Don't need no scurvy around here. Point was I didn't want to leave the spoon in there because typically yeast doesn't like spoons. Potato flakes. Doing more potato in this for our garlic bread tonight. I mean, I didn't buy the giant bag of potato flakes not to use it. So how we doing tonight, chat? Hopefully we've all had a lovely finish to their week, your week. Ready for the weekend, everyone? There's an apple fair in county tomorrow I'm tempted to go to. It's at a vineyard though, so it's sort of a vineyard events are always like, usually they're pretty good, but at the same time they're usually here, buy our wine, you know, and On the other hand, I sort of feel like we're at the point in the world where we can't have fairs and events without it being a complete corporate mess. Sponsored by these 50 local companies. Who coincidentally all have giant stands there. I don't know, that's sort of hypocritical because you need people to pay for the event. But it just seems like it's too much. I'm that way about a lot of things, so I should shut up. I complain about everything in the world. Decided I'm doing lasagna on Sunday, and next Sunday I'm going to do an extra long stream and going to be doing chicken stock. Long stream next Sunday. What was that noise? I just heard a pop in my ear. Hopefully you didn't get that pop. I don't know what that came from. For those just joining in, we have water and yeast with a touch of half and half, and about a tablespoon of butter, and that wasn't even a teaspoon. Let's say a half teaspoon of butter. We got a little over a cup and a quarter, somewhere around a cup and a quarter of bread flour. Let's say a quarter cup of potato flakes. I didn't measure it. We need to throw some salt in there, a pinch of salt in there. Still waiting on the yeasties again. They're doing better than they did yesterday, though. Give it a touch of sugar too. Give those yeasties a little sugar, hype them up. Again, maybe like a half teaspoon. Not a lot. The thing I'm torn on is if I make 1 or 2 planks. Hi, Soph. Welcome, matey. Getting started with our garlic bread. Gonna have to knead this here soon. I should probably clean off this cutting board. I haven't cleaned this cutting board off yet today. Why is the camera so far off again, too? Thank you. Hi, Alex. I'd be making some garlic bread. Me matey. Today is International Speak Like a Pirate Day. They have holidays like practically every day for things. And some of them get popularized, some of them get memed. Speak Like a Pirate Day is one of the regular ones that I hear about. Well, let's take a look at my calendar here. My calendar. It's also National Butterscotch Pudding Day. I don't know how pirates and butterscotch pudding link, but yeah. I honestly don't know the history behind Speak Like a Pirate Day. Most of them, like my talks earlier about festivals, someone paid their way into making a holiday for themselves. You know, whether it was what their product is or whatever. But then again, maybe there's a little truth about the whole, let's just make a holiday about the guy. I mean, our current government's trying to make a national holiday for political commentator. Alright, so we're going to let our bread proof. Let's grab another bowl and let that poof in. Costafarians, them crazy people wearing colanders on their driver licenses. Alright, so that's nice and lightly coated in oil, just glistening, so that it doesn't get as much air contact, doesn't dry out as much as it poofs. We'll set that up here and let it poof. I didn't defrost pork. Hey, Shaunavision. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome, matey. I do not have a pirate voice. Alright, so I threw some pork down in the water down there. We'll work on other things. Hopefully that'll defrost. Hopefully. We need some onion in these. Yeah, that's good enough. We'll go with that one too. I think we're going to grate these. So I'm grating a half onion for in the meatballs to start. Hey, JK. Grating half of the onion, the other half of the onion I'm going to throw in the fridge. I'll take the skin off this other half too. It does. Thank you, Soph. Everything was discombobulated at the beginning of the stream. I had to restart stream at the beginning. It's all good now, but things were royally confused when I tried to start stream. My recordings and back aren't jerky anymore either. Those that follow along, I have stream view, and then I have recording view. It's a little bit more like a security camera. It's got a full screen of this one. It's got a full screen, or it's got a quarter cutting board color, quarter stream, or stove, quarter me, and quarter overview. Without logos, without overlays, without event sounds, without, just what's going on in the kitchen. But I use NDI to send it from this computer to my other computer, which is also running OBS. And for a long time, because of something going on with Windows, there's been an issue where it's been jerky. And I'm sort of okay with it, figuring that AI is going to be looking at this, not me. But now it's all nice and smooth again. You can see all the perfect hand movements and everything. Of course, if I don't get my NAS situation situated soon, I might not have anywhere to put it. Let's do one more. One more clove. But that way, if I ever did videos or wanted to look anything up or go up in the past. That way I have a clear view without any potential obstructions, or I can zoom clearly if I wasn't right on the perfect scene. Takes up a lot of storage. Like, it's oh, I guess we're not using that clove. The rest of these okay? The rest of these are meh. Let's grab one more though. Actually looks like a nice clove already because it's half skinned. It came out of there half skinned. Yeah, so, happy weekend to everyone. Anyone else got any fairs or specials or anything going on lately they want to go and do? What's the local fruit in everyone else's area? Like, we've got all the grapes, but we also got apples and we got celery. Like, apparently Sonoma was like celery capital, like, one point. Like, it's I don't know if they gave it that title, but like, it was like primo celery growing territory, and still is from like the what to grow like lists and stuff for the area. Let's get a pan going here. We're gonna saute these up before we mix them in with the meats. Oops, taking the garlic first. Don't want the garlic first, we want the shredded onion first. Potato land. Ohio? Ooh, Oregon. Prince Edward Island, Canada. Okay. I have no clue what areas of Canada. Like, I immediately assumed that you meant Idaho, because in the U.S., people typically associate the Idaho russet potato. And the reason I said Ohio is because the Idaho russet, or the Burbank russet, was developed by Luther Burbank, who lived in Sonoma County, and developed it when he lived in Ohio, and sold it so that he can move out here. Why are you back here? Add the garlic in there now. I've definitely heard of McCain food. Well, I've definitely heard of both of those as far as food is concerned. I've also certainly seen McCain's a major distributor too. There's some interesting parts of Maine. I know you're talking north of Maine, but probably the same sort of setup with that coastline is just so ragged. It's so interesting. Blueberries and raspberries. More and more of it is. But I don't know how we're justifying the electricity use for it, but that's what Dyson's spending all of his time doing now. Like, Dyson, the guy from the UK that, did the bladeless fan and the supermotor vacuum and other silliness like that, he's trying to do all sorts of automated maximization of farming to light, and it looks like way too much machinery to ever be worthwhile. I will. Like, if you look at his setups, his Dyson setups that he has at his massive farm, it's like they have, like, rotating crops so that they can get equal light to all of their crops. But, like, no farmer is gonna spend the money to do that. Like, the whole point that farming is so cheap is because you can just plant it in the ground and the sun does it. The idea that you're going to be competitive doing something like that is just fantasy land. Now, I'm talking large scale for the world stuff, not like that'll certainly work small scale for high urban areas like, you know, New York East Coast area or LA or Are we there yet, pork? Can we make some meatballs yet? No. The pork is not defrosted for anyone just joining in. So I'm procrastinating on things that I don't need the pork for yet. Let's do potatoes. I gotta cook potatoes. I forgot about potatoes. Right now, I wish I had one of those spinny peeling things. Like, I don't really have room for it, but I want one of those spinny peely potato peelers. That just tumbler peeler. Like a homemade version of the ones that they have for corporate, where you have giant motors spinning them around with blades on the outside. Is everyone absolutely confused with what I'm talking about? They have, if you're unfamiliar, they have, if you imagine a bowl, but the exterior of the bowl is like this. It's that rough, pointed out, pokey side, like, is gonna catch and grab things and tear them. And then, a lot of the times they spin them, and then they pull the skins off of them. They pull a little bit more than the skins off if you keep going at it, but mostly they pull the skins off. They have one of those for apples. That sounds lovely. I want one for potatoes. I'm just going to cut these because I don't want to peel 20 potatoes. I know there's not even 10 here, but still. You get my point. I hope. Back to using the wrong knife again. But I do promise, chat, sometime in the near future, I'm gonna have to do a smooth mash. Like, I do mash with skins a lot. I don't do smooth mash very often. Are we chunky? Well, I would assume at this point my chat is probably chunky mash fans. The amount of chunky mash I have made compared to, but I'm not super chunk. We got any super chunk mash? Like, not really mash fans? Like, just cook them and send them out to me? Give them to me still mooing? Everyone will peel and slice at the same time. Oh, I've seen those, yeah. No, that's not what I'm... Those are neat. Those are good for, like, making apple pies. And if you gotta slice a gazillion apples for something. But I want one of the potato ones that's like a drum roller that could handle like a couple of potatoes at once instead of this sit here and fuss with the... Is it gonna cut? Skin has all the nutrients. It's healthier this way. Ignore the butter, ignore the, dairy. I kept the skins on. It's healthy. You'll work for tonight. We're just making a small batch of mash. Some water over that. The other downside that I'm now realizing, thinking more about this idea of wanting to have one of these tumbler things for potatoes, they're very much a dishwasher item. It's probably going to be a pain in the butt to clean that rough surface in the sink. Or take it out. So maybe that's not a good plan. I want a dishwasher too, but there's no room for that either. Well, I'm not ready to start cooking the potatoes, but they're ready. Bread is just guns a-blazes tonight. That's basically ready to be reformed. But we don't have our pork and meatballs done. Our pork ready for our meatballs yet. We're getting close. It's broken up into pretty small bits, but there's still some decent ice chunks there. I guess we'll just mix them elsewise. Anyways. I need a bowl. That was my pasta pot that just kicked. I went 80-20 on the beef tonight because my pork is lean. Sadly, I'm now paying... I told you the price the other night for the local beef. The local beef was cheaper than the mass-produced 80-20 that I got for tonight per pound. Definitely gonna start until they raise that price. No diaper. How come I don't get a diaper with my beef tonight? Ooh. Mussels are not something to eat cheaply, though. You got your tags? Those unfamiliar in the seafood world, almost got myself pretty good there. Got my shoe pretty good. Those unfamiliar with the restaurant world, especially the seafood restaurant world, filter feeders like mussels, you need to keep, they get sold with tags, identification source tags, and you have to store those tags and keep those tags in case someone gets sick. Oysters, mussels, bivalves, that sort of stuff, clams. Yeah. Don't get me started on restaurant insurance. Or the insurance on trying to sell something. Food. When I was running my little farmer's market business, me, maybe one employee, I still had $2 million in insurance coverage. Like, health claims are like DMCA claims. They're like, anyone can make them, and you then have to defend your business and your livelihood against random person that said they got sick at your place. When most people don't even know where they got sick from, because a lot of diseases take longer than 24 hours to get going. Yeah. You don't hear about it often, but every once in a while, like I actually had pizza at this exact place and said it was raw and didn't bother with. I had one piece of it, and then the second piece I was like, I turned down food at a party, like, no. Same place, like a year later, got closed. They made someone sick and die selling a seafood pizza that wasn't properly cooked. But going back to beef and pork, I think our pork's probably pretty much there now. Yeah. Oops, why is that still on? Oh, I was trying that out. Potatoes cooking maybe a bit early, but we'll go with it anyways. Do I want to use? Do a bit more onion powder and garlic powder in with these. Salt. Pepper. Am I going to do any binders in with these? Yeah, let's do some binders. I think we can throw some more breadcrumbs in those. Made a realization when I was going out to the store earlier today. Went out to the store pretty late today. And basically almost time to start stream. And made the realization when leaving my place that the traffic has grown so much since I have moved into this home that there used to be a speed trap down the road from me. And the police no longer bother stopping there anymore because the traffic is usually backed up there at this point. And so there's nothing for them to find anymore. Which is actually sort of strange because you don't see a whole ton of speed traps in California, or at least I haven't since I moved out here. Occasionally they do stuff far out from the edge of the road. That's more the highways. And it's not like they've majorly changed anything on that corner. That's like, it's just that much more like it's that was another thing. Is the other day I was in Santa Rosa. They're just like I've talked about this before. They are just building apartments in Santa Rosa, whether it's South or North Santa Rosa. Like, row homes of apartments. Like, I was noticing over near the hospital in Santa Rosa. And this was also in the burn path of the fire 4 or 5 years ago. Them building, I think it was 6 or 7 rows of just solid apartments. Multi-floor. And they got the same thing going down by Costco in Santa Rosa. And now I want to really dock myself. They're talking about it in my town, too. They're putting them up all over the place in my town, too. I'm calling them row houses. I know actual row houses. I've seen actual row houses. They're not actual, but modern version, maybe, you know, like more flower boxes, you know, they give you a patio. I say row houses and I think of the 50s, 60s, 70s, like, almost communist bloc, or communist bloc style housing. And it's not far off, it's just Sonoma chic. I'm going to use mashed potatoes as my brass monkey, chat. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that, mateys? Mateys? Gotta get onto that bread. Poofing too much. It's gonna over poof. tried to wash my hands, forgetting that I had left myself one that I was going to hand for him. Oil in the pan. We'll start searing balls. Hey, where'd I go? Where am I in this scene? Get back here. There we go. Hi. Oh wait, no, we won't do we'll do the bread first. Let's do bread first. Punch down. Ah, that stretched it more than I wanted it to. Oh well. Otherwise, that's looking pretty good. We want a plank. We'll try that again. Hopefully we'll do better with our second one here. Alright, now we'll let that proof a second time. Just like that. And we'll go back over here to meatball territory. Share ourselves some balls. Bring that pan up until it's just about ready to smoke. Real nice and hot. Before we add our balls in there. Ooh, just in time for an ad. Not planned. You know, I think that shouldn't be as apparent. Let's fix that while we're here, chat. Mates, let's make this semi-transparent. I don't have an easy way to do that. I guess I won't. Nope dances. That's over with. That's usually just a one-time, maybe two-time event sort of a thing. Like, you get it up to temp, it burns through, it burns through. I mean, there's a reason why your oven has a clean setting and it literally locks the door and blasts the oven as high as it can. You smoking over here yet? Just about. Few light whiffs in the dry area. I guess we can throw some in there. Yeah, we're smoking now. Yeah, it was rather excessive. Oh, I left that on. Why didn't you tell me I left that on, chat? Oops. Mates, why didn't you let me know? My matey's letting me down. I haven't broken into the rum yet. Are you saying you're stealing my rum? To the plank with ya! Pirate fact! First ever recorded instance of piracy as early as 14th century BC. They're unsurprisingly in the Mediterranean, though it's very possible there are pirates around the rest of the world with naval civilizations. Often they relied on oral tradition rather than writing. I sort of think of the Philippines as just pirates without the culture. Not that they don't have their own culture, that wasn't intended in that sense, but... After all, didn't they discover the US before anyone else, really? As far as we know? Yeah, Filipino cultures, and most I've met are hugely friendly, happy people. The Filipino ladies all want to treat you like an Italian grandmother and make sure you're fed. Almost can't tell that I pushed those down anymore. I mean, they're a little wrinkly, but I'm not 100% off the top of my head what lechon is, so I'm not sure what you're referring to. Otherwise, I welcome hot takes. I found it hilarious looking into grog that there is actually a Japanese like alcoholic soda brand selling grog. Skins is interesting when it cooks. It doesn't really quite get that leather like that. Like, you would think it looks like it. But usually it slices, it's almost more brittle. Like, it looks like leather until you put any pressure on it and it cracks and it peels. Oof, dad joke. Why you gotta bring up the Jaws? We'll start heating our oven up just to finish through our meatballs. I'm searing them, but these aren't cooked through, but they're getting dark enough that I don't want to leave them. We got a pile of meatballs started, or cannonballs. Just learned about a traditional food from Greenland called caviar. I am not familiar with it. Hopefully it's not like surströmming. Although I think I don't even know how to properly pronounce it, but that fermented fish canned dish that all of the people on YouTube try and do wrong, like, there's like a method to it, none of them do it the way. That said, I'm not doing it, chat. Don't try and put that on the ingredient challenge. But what's caviar? Yeah. Yeah, you enjoy that. I understand the whole preserving things in order to survive. We got McDonald's these days. Anyone go out and get a 50-cent double cheeseburger yesterday? Or anything else? There were like a gazillion deals yesterday on cheeseburgers. I was talking about it with my mom. I told her about all the deals too that I had found. And she was like, I don't do any of the apps. And it's like, I don't do any of the apps either. Like, do any of you bother with these apps for the fast food places? Like, I'll occasionally do an order and then delete it. But, like, I don't need them tracking me and knowing data and trying to find out information to better advertise to me. So, like, I never get really any of these fast food deals because I don't have any of the apps. For the record, I don't have DoorDash or anything like that either on my phone. things like that where they're just going into extreme, I'm doing this just to survive stuff. Like, most foods, most things that people appreciate and enjoy, sure, I'll try it at least once to get the appreciation, as long as the doctor hasn't told me it's going to kill me from allergies. But no to fermented birds. I do, I'm actually mildly tempted by the thought of ortolan at the same time. Not that I want to eat an endangered animal so much, but the preparation, the culture, and the thing behind it, and the secrecy, and the hiding yourself from God, and ortolan. This is a French, European, Mediterranean thing. Ortolan is a songbird. It's a small little songbird that is the traditional serving, and it's an endangered animal. It's illegal to produce, and this whole thing is illegal under European law. But it's, I believe, drowned and cooked in cognac or brandy or some other fancy liqueur, and then it is eaten whole, crispy, with a napkin draped over your head to hide you from God, and with the bones and the beak and the guts, and part of the whole thing is it scrapes and cuts your mouth, and the blood adds to the flavor. And it's been in a bunch of places. There's been a whole bunch of TV shows and stuff in the past, and Anthony Bourdain did it once. It was in Billions. Yeah, it sounds like it sounds delicious to me, honestly. But at the same time, don't love the whole endangered animal thing. Like, that's a whole Asian thing too. Like, there's a huge thing, especially in Chinese culture, about rare animals being beneficial to health. Alright, let's make our sauce. Sauce time. Hey, Ports! We'll start with our limes here. Which do I want to use for which? That's a decently green lime. That's got a little more sunspotting to it. Not too shabby. How's it going, matey? Doing pirate foods tonight. We're making meatball cannonballs. We have a mashed potato brass monkey. We're making a Pacific plundered sauce for our meatballs. And we'll be getting into some grog a little bit later. Japanese curry. Katsu. The other lime is mostly for garnishing our grog later. Well, actually, it's going to be after we get the sauce on the stove, but... want more lime juice than just one lime worth. There we go. Now we got some actual lime in there. Soy. Sugar. Ginger. Garlic. What am I forgetting? I said I was going to put in this. Lime juice, rum, vinegar, sugar, soy, garlic, and ginger. So we need the vinegar and rum. We'll add in a little rum. apple cider vin. So we'll heat this up and get this reduced down a little bit. Soften that sugar up. Actually, we need the oven up higher. I'm not going to waste an egg on that. I was thinking of doing an egg wash, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to add a touch of water to this, but mostly just to bulk it up a little bit. Probably got plenty of acid there. Yep, lots of acid there. We need some more fat. Butter. Starch. We're gonna cornstarch it and thicken it up a bit so it actually sticks to our meatballs when we dunk them. Ports, if you're still hanging out, I've only started buying the containers of them with the price of citrus going up lately. I've just started buying like I normally would juice most of my own. Immediately glossy, immediately much thicker bubbles there. That's thickened up nicely. Cut the heat on that. It is more convenient for that too, and I find myself using it more often. Maybe at the expense of more vinegar, but we'll just let the butter melt into that as it cools. Butter was a last minute addition because that was a bit more acidic than I wanted it to be. Oh, believe me, I used to hand make lemonade at farmers markets. I have a big press, go through them. Yeah. The good thing that most people don't realize about lemonade is it's really only about 1/4 lemon juice. Or less. I'm talking about 8 years ago now. So they've gotten a lot more expensive since when I was buying them by the case. Now in the store, it used to be you buy like 3, 4 for $1. Now they're $1 a piece. Retail, not wholesale. Alright, going in with our bread. These need 20 minutes in the stove. We're pretty much set on everything else, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break while these are baking. We'll take about 10 minutes. We'll come back. I'm going to add the meatballs down in there with them for the last 10 minutes to cook them through. So, I'm going to take about a 10-minute break here. We'll do typical old school ads while these are in the oven. And I'll see all your lovely faces in about 10 minutes.
America's finest cigarette presents the Lucille Ball Desiarnaz Show, I Love Lucy. Good evening, and welcome. In a moment, we'll look in on Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, but before we do, may I ask a very personal question? The question is simply this. Do you inhale? Well, I do, and chances are you do too. And because you inhale, you're better off, much better off, smoking Philip Morris. And for good reason. You see, Philip Morris is the one cigarette proved definitely less irritating, definitely milder than any other leading brand. That's why, when you inhale, you're better off smoking Philip Morris. Later in the show, you'll see how you can prove that fact to yourself. But right now, why not light up a Philip Morris and enjoy America's finest cigarette as we watch Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz in I Love Lucy.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
Univac, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. Univac can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. Univac leads the field of electronic computing.
Yes, sir. If you want real entertainment, the best place to find it is in front of a General Electric Black Daylight big-as-life television set. Sports, comedy, drama, news, music. Yes, they're all yours, merely at the turn of a dial. This model has a big 16-inch black rectangular tube that lets you see everything that the camera sees, true to life and as big as life. Sparkling contrast and sharp focus give you pictures of such clarity that you feel you're right there on the scene. The cabinet, designed and constructed by America's leading cabinet makers, fits gracefully into any type of room. Genuine mahogany veneers, hand-rubbed for lasting beauty and durability, are just one example of the painstaking attention to every detail, which makes this cabinet one that you'll be proud to have in your home. The precision engineering and careful assembly techniques used in making this General Electric Black Daylight television set are your assurance of television at its finest. See it in operation at your General Electric dealers tomorrow. And when you see it, well, you'll know that you're seeing the best.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye bird, your guarantee of top quality frozen food. And your big bird's eye buy this week is bird's eye orange juice. Easy, you can serve it in a minute. Thrifty, it will save you money. Orchard fresh and delicious.
Better buy bird's eye. Better buy bird's eye.
And now, from the popular comic strip Peanuts, here are Charlie Brown and his friend.
Why, thank you, Charlie Brown. Thank you, Charlie Brown. What's the occasion? Has Charlie Brown had another baby sister? No. Ford has new economy twins. So he's passing out chocolate cigars to everyone. Everyone? Yes, everyone.
You bet your boots, everyone. 'Cause it's just like they said. We've got something big to celebrate. And here it is, Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. The economy choice of a lifetime. Oh, I'll bet you've never seen a prettier twosome than this. There's the new size Ford, the Falcon. And next to it, the large economy size Ford, the Fairlane 500. You know, the 60 Fords were featured in the recent issue of Vogue magazine. And when you run your eyes over the elegant good looks of this Fairlane 500, it's sure easy to see why Vogue says Ford means a fashion success. And all this all-new beauty is yours for an all-new price. That's right. This roomier, more luxurious Fairlane 500 is actually priced a whopping $142 less than last year. And as for this pretty Falcon over here, well, just wait till you check its price sticker. It's America's lowest priced six-passenger car. In fact, it's priced up to $124 less than the other compact cars. Look 'em over in your Ford dealer showroom. Two new Fords, two wonderful new ways to go the finest. Ford's Economy Twins for 1960.
Say, do you remember this old milk glass satin hen? Well, you know, milk glass was an early American favorite. And when the folks in the old days wanted something really delightful, they'd take one of their milk glass goblets and pour some very fine wine right into it. Well, now, you know, it's Welch's wine that is keeping this wonderful tradition alive. A real wine for folks who really want the best. Yes, today's answer to this age-old family tradition is Welch's family wine, the answer to warm hospitality and really gracious living, and the wine that so many Americans enjoy these wintry days. You know, there is very good reason for this ever-increasing popularity of Welch's wine. Now, you folks know that all sweet Concord kosher wines are made from grape juice, and everybody knows who has been making the very finest grape juice for the past 85 years. Welch's, of course. And the only kosher wine made from Welch's grape juice is naturally Welch's kosher wine. Now, when you want the best in grape juice, you buy Welch's. So, doesn't it make sense then, if you want the best and most delicious kosher wine, you insist on Welch's family wine? You get several bottles tomorrow. Try the half-gallon size, and you enjoy the wine of all occasions. That's right, when it comes to wine, you'll do well to insist on Welch's.
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment, we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese, an 8-ounce package, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth, like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally, a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best-tasting dips with the freshest-tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Get the music going again. That was just over 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and put our balls in the oven. Down with the bread. Bread is looking nice. We need to make our garlic for our garlic bread. Might as well reuse this oil if it's not disgustingly dirty. That's clean. We need butter, we need garlic. Nice. Curry time. Time for me to chop up a bit of garlic here, because I am going to make garlic oil butter mixture for on top of this bread. Oh, fourth meal. Yeah, it's got a definite flavor though. It's not the same. I consider it acceptable, but I can tell, especially if you're going to use it. Like, I wouldn't today still use it for like a vinaigrette but anything where you're mostly just adding some acid in there, sure. Or I'll do both, like I did tonight. Wrong side. Alright, so we have the pan that we seared all the meatballs in, so we got the meatball flavor there going with this garlic. And we need a hefty chunk of butter to go with that. Salt. Pepper and MSG because it's going... Well, we'll wait until it's done cooking. Rest of this butter we need for taters. We've already got you dirty. It may be different there where you can't get them, like, you're saying it sounds like you can't get them really fresh all that often. Or it's expensive to get them fresh. Which may mean they're also not as good quality when they get there. Or they've done something to get them there, or they're a special variety that they're growing because it makes it there. Okay, turn the heat off on that now. We just wanted to get the flavor out of the pan and heat all that up. Got 2 more minutes on the meatballs and the bread. That's our butter garlic mixture. This is our butter for our taters. I'm going to add the zest from the lime into our sauce. And we're gonna wait that minute and a half rather than try and mash potatoes in that 90 seconds. How's it hanging, chat? Mates? Army mateys. Interesting. What's going on here? Why is Twitch degraded? What's going on, bot? Let's see. Errors? keeping in mind this is meatball searing color that we're adding to this. So it's good dark color, along with that garlic and butter. And throw these back in the oven for a minute. Exclamation mark menu or dinner? Or I'll push a button in a moment. Salt. Butter. Masher. And there we have our bread, our wok the plink bread. Lastly, I can't forget the grog. Now, this is an old school drink. It's not a formal cocktail, even though I'm sort of treating it like a cocktail tonight. It was more of an everyone sailor drink. Hefty dose of sugar. Just straight in there. We're not using simple syrup. More lime juice. I'm going heavy with the lime. Do I go for... I think I'm going to go for a combination of the two. Because I doubt they were drinking Bacardi. So we'll do a bit of Myers, a bit of Bacardi. Yeah, I don't even have a spiced rum in there. We'll give that a stir, a spin. And then I don't think this is really even cold, but we'll go with it. And water. Perfect pour. Sort of sad that the lime all dropped to the bottom. Get a quick photo of this. Get a sip of this. Not too shabby. Limeade-ish. Limeade-ish. Bit of pucker powder. Power. Let's make ourselves a dinner dish. We have our sauce with the lime zest. A few sesame seeds in there. Where's my spoonage? There we go. There you have it, folks. Our cannonball meatballs, our walk the plank garlic bread, pirate's plunder, dipping sauce, and grog. Okay, now let's make it realistic. There we go. It's been a minute since I've done a jazz playlist. Well, that's the thing with this. I wanted to have actually orange in it too, and I forgot to buy one. But this has already got lime in it. It's got lime juice in it. Our grog has lime juice in it as well. Yeah. A little light on the sugar, depending on... Like, it's drinkable, but I think it's a little light on the sugar. This has got lime zest, it's got lime juice in it, and this has got lime slices in the bottom, along with lots of juice. But I do believe this is where we're going to leave things for this evening. I greatly appreciate you joining me, mates. Let's see who else is out there in the world of Twitch tonight. Yeah, we can go over to Chris. He's working on his pizza project. So, hope to see all you lovely folks back here on Sunday. Going to be doing lasagna on Sunday, along with, I'm sure, all the other lovely accoutrements with that. Maybe we'll do a different version of garlic bread. Greatly appreciate you joining me tonight. Doing chicken stock week from Sunday. So we're going to do an extra long stream, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So I hope you can definitely join along for that. So I'll be starting early Pacific time, like somewhere 10 noonish, somewhere in there. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Good night.